Is it possible for a crime to be committed against you even after you're dead? Turns out it can be. A historic cemetery in Pennsylvania has become the focus of a very disturbing criminal activity. A man is accused of breaking into mausoleums, stealing human remains and stockpiling body parts in what investigators describe as a scene straight out of a horror film. Today, we bring you the details of a chilling story of how police uncovered one of the most disturbing cemetery crimes in recent years. Authorities say that they recovered more than 100 pieces of human remains from a man identified as 34-year-old Jonathan Gerlach. The haul includes skulls, bones, mummified feet, headless torsos, and other such remains. Among the discoveries was a skeleton with a cardiac pacemaker still attached. Some of the remains are believed to be hundreds of years old. But the motive here remains unclear. Probe officials say that they are still trying to understand why someone would collect and store human remains. In fact, the Delaware County District Attorney noted that it could take considerable time before authorities have any definitive answers about this bizarre act. The prosecutors allege that the suspect, Gerlach, spent months forcing his way into at least 26 mausoleums and underground burial vaults at Mount Moriah Cemetery. Then he ended up stealing remains from inside. But the question here is this: how did investigators zero in on him? Police say Gerlach became a suspect after a license plate readers repeatedly detected his car near the cemetery. Cell phone records also placed him in the area around the times of these reported thefts. But the case took a dramatic turn last week. The officers spotted Gerlach leaving the cemetery carrying a crowbar and a sack. He was on the spot arrested with his vehicle. And inside the car, police say numerous bones and skulls were visible in plain sight. According to these investigators, Gerlach confessed during questioning. He admitted using a crowbar to pry open a grave and remove the remains inside. He also acknowledged stealing at least 30 different sets of human remains from the cemetery over multiple occasions. The confession led to a search of his residence the following day. What officers discovered was described as shocking and unparalleled. More human remains were found in the basement, on shelves, in fact, hanging from the ceiling and stored separately in a locker as well. One prosecutor described the scene as a, quote, walking into a horror movie that came to life. Gerlach has now been charged with nearly 575 offenses, including more than 100 counts of abuse of a corpse. Additional charges include theft, burglary, and trespassing. A historic old resting place violated, families disturbed, and a mystery that still raises unsettling questions. While probe officials continue to work to determine what drove this disturbing behavior, the case has sent shockwaves throughout the community. And this case, in fact, reminds us how even the quietest places can conceal the darkest, most spine-chilling secrets and criminal acts. That's all we have for you on this episode of Prime Crime. We'll be back next week with more such stories and cases from around the world. Thanks for watching.